Jesus said, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?
The man called Fatoyinbo is an amazing man.
How come it is you that she has mentioned?
Say, you are this, you are this, you are this, you are that. Say, who do you say that I am? I was in a school where people were really, really bad.
This person can do anything.
Right.
There's a way to raise children. There's a way to run your marriage. There's a way to run your finance. There's a way you should go.
You're sleeping with other people's wives?
In a law inquiry state.
Yes, Ilorin is a small town,
Yeah.
and then it was more like everybody knew everyone.
And the Lord told me, your church will be the most beautiful. And I was in a shock.
Since that happened to me, it was just like my life just turned around.
And I remember praying to God severally, Lord, let me just hear something that will help me to change.
Within yourself, you know that Nnenna understands you more than any other person because you know what both of you do together. You know what you do together. You know before ministration, when she minister finish, you know what happened.
Now, Demola Adetu-Beru right here is a person that is in charge of protocol, I guess, in the whole of COZA, because when I checked out his page, that's all I've been seeing about. And if you check out most of these people, or most of the people that really go to COZA, that are really, involved in the things of the church, if you check out their page, all you are seeing is just pictures of their papa. Sometimes you even get confused whether this account belongs to this person or belongs to their papa. But I know, Pentecostalism and the way it is right now is all about papa. She now mentioned 𝐲𝐢𝐢𝐻𝐼𝐻. Even 𝐲𝐢𝐢𝐻𝐼𝐻's self-profile picture is the profile picture of their papa. So she now went on to mention Tayo Fatogun, you see, Yoruba name. She went on to mention Tayo Fatogun, of which I couldn't find him on Instagram, but I saw a couple of profiles on Facebook, and she called this person the Oliver Pope who cleans up his mess for him.
Thank you, 𝐼𝐻𝐼𝐻𝐼. What made a son? He's one of the leader, Pastor 𝐷𝐿𝐴 Ilorin, but now in COZA Port Harcourt.
Interesting. So we have to really get to understand this as they unfold. If she comes out again to say something else, because we had to make reference to 2019, of course what you know about 2019 was him being Pastor Crest and what happened at that time. But let's see if she comes out again to say something else, because I would believe that this thing is going to die at this point. But there's a lot to discuss about this. She now said, and every cohort, Jehovah's judgment will not pass you by. People may not speak because they are afraid of you. I don't blame them. I was like them too. But I am no longer afraid. I have left my fear by your gate on the day of my last workers meeting in your cult. She called what is happening right there a cult. Now this is someone that was an insider that held mic and was singing all those wonderful songs that we have all been vibing to, because some of them sometimes they sound like the songs that we would love listening to, based on sometimes even the soundtrack. If I play some of them to you right now, you know that some of them have really trended on Instagram years back. Okay, imagine an insider saying that what she was part of for years is a cult. What do you understand the cult to be? But I think I've explained that before in one video, but maybe I'll link it in the pinned comment. All right, so not paying salaries for months but expecting them to still show up every day. Now she said here, because we're going to compare what she's saying right here to what the current members themselves has said themselves. So she said here, not paying salaries for months but expecting them to still show up every day. Now she did not categorically say right here that he doesn't pay them salaries, but she said here not paying salaries for month, because we are going to go on to a particular side of what those people say that makes you understand that this has been counted. All right, so driving them out of the house, even to the point of nearly putting Catherine on the streets. Who is Catherine? But we are going to look at that as we go on. Clearing the entire house of every furniture and appliances so that those that were still left would leave. Interesting. And that's something I find really interesting. Like, you bring these people together, put them together in a house, and then that is how they are able to function together, compose songs together, and then of course come minister. But why would he be doing this? She goes further to explain. Dissolving the gratitude group but going ahead to call some back. Interesting. What kind of politics is going on right there? There must be something really going on, I would say. Playing mindless devilish games that he could only have received such inspiration from demons. Oh my God of mercy and compassion. This is someone that was an insider, someone that was leading the church choir. This is very interesting. I don't know if you're getting the point here, because when once an insider is speaking like this, you cannot compare the words of an insider to someone that is an outsider like me, or like the Freeze, who has also jumped into this. But I'm going to be talking about him as we go on, because that particular man, it is what it is. All right, let's go on. Turning them against each other. If you look at, when we have been looking at Apostle Johnson Suleman's character and persona when it comes to his relationship with Amos and Joseph, how he turned Amos against Joseph, you see the same pattern right here. Not like I'm comparing two of them together, but you could see that idea of turning people against each other, even those who are working for him, youngest and Francis, and what is just happening, the inner Kaku's things that are happening. Okay, it's just similar to this kind of thing. Then she now continues to say here, the likes of Doye, who calls himself Minister Day, and Great Nicholas sold their brethren just to curry favor and material gifts. Now, the Nicholas himself got to explain. You're going to be seeing the video ourselves, okay? Got to explain, because the Nicholas is the one that is in charge right now from the way I looked at it. And then the other minister, the Minister D or whatever, the slim guy you see right now on your screen, who is on the left of Nicholas, is the one that she's talking about, that both of them got cars.
I have a car from church. Now, this is how it all played out. We all were supposed to register for an audition in November, and we did. I auditioned as well. I sang. I did the written examinations.
And now, Nicholas, if you're watching this, the way you were just being yes, and even trying to control the whole conversation, or what I say, the whole interview, I wasn't understanding if you just wanted to make sure everything was in narrative.
I got,
But why are you looking at her face though? Like, seriously? Or did you guys plan that she was going to cry or something? Because I know that she got to cry somewhere at the end of this video. But let's continue.
The car as a gift by emerging the winner of the competition, Upsurge. And that's how that came about. So we are not doing whatever we're doing for personal gains or for selfish purposes.
But Nicholas himself said that even based on what they had gone through with the audition, that he failed the written test, but the pastor also gave him a car. But TEGA herself, of blessed memory, was also there to congratulate and cheer them up for winning or something. I don't know if you're getting the point, but she went further to say that how can you say that you have spent over 100 million on the group and you want to collect it back, when most of that money was from the audition, flying and lodging Team Godfrey and 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻, including Tyre's concert. Let me tell you one thing you have to know about COZA Church as it is, okay? In this modern day, there's a lot of competition among churches to be in the spotlight. We have a lot of youths. That's why sometimes I fear for the future generation of youths that are growing up in Nigeria under all these Pentecostal shenanigans that I'm seeing right there. Why? Because many of them have been so, there are things, these are the kind of things like singing like this, the church is just so modernized, everything, which is good, okay? Church business is amazing. But you see, they make a lot of investments to make these things happen, to have those kind of like, choirs, to even have a group. Look at the amount you are mentioning here, 100 million. I think it's a lot of money, I would say, okay? But being able to set up these kind of things together, have, interesting, well-abled, singers like this to work for you in your church or something, that's a huge investment in them, of which, of course, as a businessman, you'll be expecting some whatever kind of form of returns. But inviting some kind of people like all of these, our Westerners, like the Americans and all that, to come just to give the church a kind of like vibe or whatever, because think of other churches that are there in Abuja. The competition is high, so everyone has to just be on another level of packaging. If not, so based on this right now, I think it makes sense here based on what she's saying, because remember, she used to be a leader, so she's an insider right here. All right, so of course she now says who does that, because of course when you invest, you are supposed to expect some returns. Now, the remaining 6 guys you called back, including TEGA, traveled out of town for concerts on 3 separate occasions and were being paid for them but they never received a dime from it, plus no salary.
At this point, I may want to say this, that the individual saying these things was once a leader in the gratitude. And while she was here, she had an official car. She was given an official car. She was paid more than anybody, any of us.
Now remember, as we were starting, she said that they had not been giving salary for some months. So now this agrees with the fact that they were saying in the video that these people made, Nicholas himself said that he put the guy on track, as if the guy was about to miss Yan.
Different things. Now, one of the things that was also mentioned, making the rounds on the internet, is the fact that we haven't been paid salaries, and we want to respond to that. In November, we had a music professional come in, hired by our church and our senior pastors to help with the structure of the team. And that's in the works. So all the monies that have come in from all our events have gone to the gratitude purse. True, we haven't shared any money amongst ourselves from those events.
And but that's just between November and now.
Yes, that's between November and now. For 5 years, before this time, we have never been owed salaries. We have never been starved of benefits that are rightfully ours. Every month, in fact, can you imagine that during the pandemic, we were given extra bonuses for still stretching and doing, our work via the internet. We would record and stuff and just post them. You can imagine we were giving bonuses for that. So for 5 years, there's never been any time where we were owed salaries or bonuses at all. So from November that we decided to put a structure as an artist, as a team, that's been dragged on the internet as being owed salaries. Please, it is not true. That's not true. It is not true.
But based on that, at least from what he's saying right here, it could be true that they had always been paid their salaries or allowance or whatever for the period of 5 years that have been there. I don't know how long Nnenna had been part of the group before she left, okay? But according to this right now, if you look at what she had said before now, that they hadn't been paid salary for some months, or would I say allowance or whatever, it makes sense why she would be saying this in the next text on her story, I would say. So, because right here, she said here, they traveled for 3 months on separate occasions, but they did not receive anything, not even a salary. So at that point, it agrees with what Nicholas himself was saying, that they have not shared the money that they had gotten from the programs they had gone to go. Sometimes people think that, say a pastor will come or other pastor church come preach, they know they give them money. Do you know what it's called? Honorarium. You may go differ. That even bring someone like TDJX. I was hearing last time that TDJX was to come to 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 or whatever, and the amount I was seeing, I was like, yay. That's why sometimes when they come like this, the way they'll be announcing seed here, so $1,000 seed, first whatever fruit, whatever, provoke God with that, all, because all of these are raising money, because they have to go with money. So of course they go to other places to sing and they get paid for it. So it's business, not as if of course they should be paid for it because that isn't their strength or whatever, but this money goes to, according to what they themselves say, that it goes to the gratitude fund or the gratitude coffers, okay? But in as much as you have to understand this, that it's an income to the ministry. So this is what I'm seeing right here. The ministry sets up a group of people that are singers and all of that, invest in them, and they are very good singers for the church, and those same group of people go to other churches to sing and they get paid. Simple and short. Kaskia. So that is an investment. They are doing a job. So if you like, stay there and be thinking that church is not a business. What is the business? You are providing a service and you are getting paid. Either you are providing a product or a service. A product is that you are selling something. A service is that you are actively involved in doing something to the other party and you are getting paid for it. If you don't understand this simple English, I do not blame you. But let's go on.